Fine. Any doubts on last session? PO business flow. Now we'll go for first document in the PO module. What is the first document? What is first document? Requisition. So when we are executing functional flow, it's better to log in with operations user. We can also do it with our own username, but we can create the documents, we cannot get approvals. If you want to approve the documents with our username and password, then we have to create approval groups. Then we have to assign that group to the position. Then assign that position to our employee. Okay, but that is a purely functional concept. So we don't require in-depth of that much functional knowledge. Just whatever we have discussed the last session, more than enough. Create employee and attach the employee to username and password and go for buyer creation. That's maximum enough. Okay. So let's go for now. First, what is the first document? Requisition document. We are talking. When we try to learn any document, first we have to understand how many levels that document is designed. How many levels the document is designed and how many types the document is having. Internal requisition, purchase requisition, right? We have already discussed what is meant by internal requisition, what is meant by purchase requisition. Go to class folder, file name is po.txt. File name is po.txt. Here in the PO module, we will find three names: requester, preparer, buyer. All are employees. For example, there is an employee, there is a clerk, there is a manager, then there is some ex-person from purchasing department. Now, manager is required one laptop. Manager is required one laptop. So clerk is creating the document. So clerk is the preparing the document. So he is a preparer. Then what about manager? Manager is a requester. He required the goods. Then who will buy, whether clerk or manager? Clerk will not buy, manager will not buy. These people are not having authority. Only X-person will buy. Who is X-person? He is also one of the employee in purchasing department. We'll call him as buyer. We'll call him as buyer. So now clerk is our employee only. Manager also our employee. X-person also our employee. All are our employees only, but based on their activity, we are called them as a preparer, requester and buyer. So preparer is nothing but an employee who is preparing the document. Requester is nothing but an employee who is required the product. Buyer is nothing but an employee who will buy the product from the suppliers. That. So these three names we will find in the PO module generally we will find. Okay. So requisitions are two types, internal requisition and purchase requisition. Internal requisition and purchase. We discussed yesterday what is meant by internal requisition and what is meant by purchase requisition. Next, requisition in document information entered at three levels. Three levels it will be entered. Headers, lines and distributions. Three levels a document will be entered. Headers, lines and distributions. Header and line is a parent and child relation. Then again line is a parent and distribution is a child. So these all are one-to-many relationship. What is meant by one-to-many relationship? There will be a one header, at least one line or multiple lines. Every line, at least one distribution or multiple distributions. That's what we call it as a master detail or one-to-many relationship. Now we'll see first how to create a requisition. Go to requisitions menu. Go to requisitions menu. There are two forms are given by Oracle. One is requisitions, another one is requisition summary. Open the requisitions form. This is to create the requisitions. Once we create the requisition and will submit for approvals. If we want to know whether the requisition is approved or cancelled or in process, what is the status of the requisition, we'll go to requisition summary form. Go to requisition summary form, enter the requisition number and find the status. First we'll see how to create one requisition. Open requisitions form. What is the operating unit? Operating unit is nothing but a branch. General in our business language, we call it as a branch. In Oracle applications, we call it as an operating unit. So what exactly operating unit, how to create operating unit, we'll discuss in the multi-arc concept. Right now, just to select the operating unit as vision operations. Requisition number. Any number we can provide. Type of the requisition. How many types we discussed? Internal and purchase. If we create internal requisition, then it will be converted as internal sales order and it will be connected with the order management module, not with the PO module. So I'm creating purchase requisition. Creating purchase requisition. Automatically your employee name has retrieved. Who has connected to the system right now? Which employee, which user? Operations user. Operations user means indirectly stock miss Pat. While creating username, this employee name is given. Okay. And status, currency, total. That is header level. Bracket symbol is nothing but a flux field, descriptive flux field. This we'll discuss later. In case if there are any fields are mandatory, just place the cursor and enter the data. We'll discuss this later. Okay. Next. What are the items are required for employee? Yesterday we created item, right? What is that? Last session, 701 item. So whatever the items we have created in the inventory module, and we enable two checkboxes, purchasing item, another one is inventory item. two check boxes we have enabled. If the item is purchasable item, then only it will be available in the PO module. Otherwise, it will not be available. What is our item name? 701 item. Item revision, nothing but a item model. Nothing but a item model, A revision or B revision. Where do we create revisions? That also we'll do in the inventory only. Item name, item revision, item categories, item description, item unit of measurement. This all information we will mention in the inventory module while creating the item. We are not given the revision, right? Last time we have just created an item and item description and I saved the record. Default unit of measurement, default category, default revision will be taken by the system. Okay. Then how many items are expected by the employee? 5. What is the approximate price? 120 unit price. This is not confirmed. Employee is raising the request to the management saying that we required 5 items. Approximate each item cost is $120. Total budget is $600. Then management will take the decision whether they are okay or not, because management is required budget. That is also one of the parameter to take a decision. Budget also is one of the parameter. Parameter in the sense criteria. That is also one of the criteria to approve or reject this document. To approve or reject this document. Okay. So this 120, and when the materials are required, need by date. We'll say materials are required on so and so date. Destination means where the materials are required. Destination type. Where the materials are required. We require the goods into our inventory. Who is required this? Just now we discussed, right? What is meant by preparer? Preparer is nothing but an employee who is preparing the document. This we cannot change. It takes automatically your employee name. But maybe materials are required for the same employee or somebody else. I am working in the main branch. Some other godown manager has asked me, please raise the request for our godown. So I will create a request, nothing but a requisition. So I don't read the goods. Who is required? So that manager is required with the goods. So that name we are going to mention here. Sometimes same employee may be required the goods. I'm going to change the requester name. These all are employees. Requester also employee. Last class we discussed how to create an employee. Which organization is working? Nothing but a vision operations, and which location is working. Which sub-inventory? This. Source. When you create a purchase requisition, what is the meaning of this? You want to purchase the goods from the suppliers. So source is supplier. Now employee can suggest it's better to purchase the goods from so and so supplier. Not confirmed. Now employee is suggesting to the management it's better to buy the goods from, last time we created supplier, right? What is the supplier name? Jansar. Jansar Technologies, Pune. From this supplier, from this site, we have created. So this is suggested supplier name and suggested supplier site. And this total 600 amount is there, right? This amount has to be distributed. Click the distributions button. What is the meaning of distribution? Whenever we are purchasing the goods, how you are distributing your purchasing cost within your company. For example, I have a 4 departments or 5 departments. I am purchasing 5 items. Each department one item is going to distribute. I am going to distribute each department one item. Obviously, in my accounting also, whatever the expenditure we are getting, that should be distributed to each department. So that what happened, it will be very easy in the reporting. In the reporting means end of the month or end of the quarter or end of the year. If I want to know department wise how much expenditure I got, branch wise how much expenditure I got, company wise how much expenditure I got, location wise how much expenditure I got, like this we can easily generate the reports for the organization. That's why distributions are required. Distributions are required. Now this is nothing but a key flux field. Now the combination generate automatically. We'll discuss this later. What is key flux field, how it will work. In the bracket symbol, sometimes what happened, additional fields will be there, extra fields. Okay. Just to place the cursor here. If mandatory, enter, otherwise leave it. Those are extra fields. We'll discuss later how to work with this. Okay. Now save. This is the requisition as created successfully. And we are going to submit for approvals. Click approve button. Press OK. Just wait. Now we have created the requisition and we have submitted for approvals. What is the requisition number? Fine. Sorry. Yeah, setups, you don't find the access to setup form in the real time. Setups form will be under the control of functional consultant. It's not a problem. Backend also you can find. Backend, go to the table. Header ID. Descending order. Descending order means we'll find the records which are created recently, right? So what is your requisition number? This. Now go to purchasing module, requisitions summary form. Go to requisition summary form. Enter requisition number. Enter requisition number. Click find button. Click find button. Now we'll see the status, whether it's approved or cancelled or in process. This is your requisition header information. How to go to lines information? Click the lines button. Line level, what information will see? Item name, description, category, quantity, unit of measurement, price. There may be one item or multiple items can be raised. And distribution, nothing but internal accounting transactions. Internal accounting transactions. Once the requisition is approved, in case if we want to cancel it, yes, it can be cancelled. How to cancel the requisition? Tools menu, control, tools menu, control, cancel requisition. What is the reason for cancellation? Goods are available in another inventory, so we don't want now cancel the requisition. Once the document is cancelled, it cannot be undone. Means no question, you cannot roll back. Do you want to proceed? Yes, we would like to proceed. Now your action is completed successfully. Please re-query to see the changes. Re-query means again we have to open the form, enter number, click find button. Now your requisition is cancelled. This is how to do that. Now I will go for creation of one more requisition. Go to requisitions menu, requisitions form. Right now requisition number is manual. We can also configure automatic. How to configure requisition number as automatic? We'll go to the setup menu. Generally this setup menu will be used by the functional consultant. He'll complete the setups. These all menus are transactions, nothing but client. Whatever the setups we have done here, that will be reflected here. That will be reflected. Now go to setup. Organizations, purchasing options. Setup, organizations, purchasing options. Now requisition number, if we look at here, it is a manual option. Alphanumerics are allowed, means both character and number. Now I'm going to say automatic. Automatic means it is going to show you automatically what is the next number. This is a database sequence. Sequence name dot next 12. All requisition number, PO number, quotation number, all the details. Your changes has been saved successfully. Here we can find the requisition, PO, quotation and RFQ. Close this page. In the receiving options, we will find receipt number. Total 5 documents, right? Out of 5, in the previous page, we have seen only 4 documents numbering. Now the fifth one, receipt number configuration will do, whether automatic or manual here. Now when we open the requisition form, it won't allow us to enter the number because we configured it as automatic. Now we can see. By default, we are getting the type as goods, but I want to by default type as consulting. By default value should come consult. That also will configure in the setups. Setup, organizations, purchasing options. Here we'll choose consulting. Like this, hundreds of setups functional consultant will configure to make the application as perfect execution as per the client requirement. Now when I place the cursor here, what happened? You got a consulting. This is what functional job. Functional consultant job is this. But functional consultant must know what is meant by goods, what is meant by consulting, in which business scenario we have to choose consulting, in which business scenario we have to choose services. If I select services, then what it will ask? Service item. If I select goods, then what it will ask? This all business flows are expected from the functional consultant. That's a separate task. But generally we'll have the goods. I'll configure it as goods. Let's go to setup, organizations, purchasing options, goods. Save. Now as usual we'll get goods. Open requisition page. See goods. What is our item name? 701 item. 2 items. Price. Need by date must be greater than or equal to today date. If I choose 18th is there, it will show the error message. At least hour should be greater. Then it will allow. It's better to enter the future date. Materials are required on 23rd. You will find some other information, any notes to the buyer, buyer name. This all information comes in the line level only. This all information. But those are not much important. Every client or maximum clients are using only these fields in the line level. That's why these fields are there in the first tab. First tab we have this. Next, enter distributions. Maybe employee required multiple items. Then what employee will do? Will go for enter this. So when we say line level information, that is item related. Item, quantity and price. Distributions are nothing but accounts. Sometimes even if you don't enter distribution, just to save the record, automatically distributions will be configured. How it will be configured? At the time of creating an item, you will be giving what is the account. The inventory modules. The inventory module. While creating an item, yes, here accounts will be configured. So that automatically reflect in our purchasing area. But anyway, that's not required for the functional consultant. Now we created a requisition and submitted for approval. Have we submitted for approval? Requisition number is 14307. You are not able to query means it is submitted for approval. You are able to see the details here means it's not approved. It's not approved. Click approve button. Once it is submitted for approval, we cannot query the record here. We must go to summary form. We cannot find here. Go to summary form. Enter the requisition number. Find. Approved. How many lines we have? 2 lines. First line distribution. Second line distribution. For example, I want to see all the distributions at a time. Once you enter the requisition number, select distributions option, click find button, directly you will be navigating to the distributions. This. We'll see all the distributions at a time. First line distribution, second line distribution, third line, all the distributions at a time. Now we want to go to the header, then line and then distribution, no problem. Generally default option will be header. So we'll find header information. I would like to cancel this requisition. Just now we discussed tools menu, control. If we go to tools menu, view action history, it will show the history of the document. History means which employee has submitted this document at what time, which employee has approved this document at what time, this information will find. In case if it is cancelled, which employee has cancelled, this all information. This is action history. Fine. So now we have seen how to create a requisition and all this. Then where do you find this requisitions data? This document is designed at 3 levels means we'll find 3 tables. Headers table, lines table, distributions table. Primary key is requisition, header ID. Based on the header ID, we will find corresponding lines. Based on the line ID, we will find corresponding distributions. POREQ distributions are primary key is the distribution. These are 3 tables: headers table, lines table and distributions table. Header ID, line ID and distribution ID is the primary keys. Now we want to know which employee has approved this document, which employee has cancelled, which employee has submitted, history we'll find here. Object ID is nothing but a header ID. Object ID is nothing but header ID. This information. Tools menu, action history, this information. This will find in the table called PO action history. Yes. This document is submitted by the employee called 25. This is approved by the employee called 25. 25 is your employee ID. Then how to find employee name? Which table will find employee details? For all people of. What is the primary key? Person ID. Nothing but employee ID. Nothing but a employee ID. So this person has approved. This person has submitted. Yes. This table yesterday we have discussed already, employee table. Now document table is there. PO document types. This table will tells us list of document. List of documents means types of requisitions, types of RFQs, types of quotations, types of purchase orders, types of receipts. All the documents information will find here. Okay. Now branch wise we will search, nothing but operating unit wise we can search. And document. Which document we discussed right now? Requisition document we have discussed, right? So document type code equal to requisition. How many types we have? Internal and purchase. If you don't mention the org ID, what happened? You may be having the duplicate records. For every branch separate. That's why org ID means branch ID has to be entered, then we'll get two types. This is code. Full name if we require, where do we find? Here. Internal requisition, purchase requisition. So these are the tables. Now what is our technical job is, we have to develop requisition reports. We have to customize requisition reports. We have to develop requisition interfaces. We have to give the support for requisition interfaces. Somebody has already developed, client is running the interface. During the execution or after execution, client may be required some changes or they are getting some errors that we have to customize. Same thing conversions. Already two forms are given by Oracle. What are that? Requisition form, summary form. Maybe client required extra forms. They may be required additional forms. We have to develop. Or they want to customize this form. Personalization, customization is required. Maybe customization of forms or OAF page development or custom or workflow development and custom. This is our work. Every document, requisition, purchase order, RFQ, quotation, supplier, receipt. This all I have talked about PO module. Every module like this will fall. So that is our job. If I want to customize the report, how will you find what are the requisition reports are there? We have to go to SRS window. Go to SRS window. Submit request. Search for requisition. Click find button. Then we'll come to know what are the requisition reports or programs. It's not only RDF file or XML publisher. There may be some programs also, procedures, packages, SQL programs that we have to customize. So if we take any report, then maximum this tables only related to requisitions. That we have to be clear. So these all tables must be on your fingertips. So we completed today first document called requisition. First document called requisition. Okay. So tomorrow we'll go for second document. What is the second document? RFQ. Request for quotation. This document we'll discuss tomorrow. Today how many tables we have discussed? New tables. 5 tables we have discussed. Tomorrow also we'll get around 6-7 tables. This all last classes we have already discussed item related 2 tables, supplier related 3 tables, employee, supervisor and user 3 tables, buyer, and now it is 5 tables. Almost 14-15 tables we have discussed. All these tables must be on your fingertips. When we say in the action history table, we are getting employee ID here. Immediately you have to get a mind that employee names are in the Paral people F. Primary key is person ID. Person ID and employee ID is this. When I go to the lines, it is showing here item ID. The lines, I am able to see item ID. Then how to get item name? What is the table for items? MTL system items B. That's what required. These 8 classes you must practice the previous class and today class also. Then you will get a flow automatically. Otherwise, after completion of the 8 classes, if you start practicing, then you will be confused. It's very difficult. Okay, so let's be up to date. If you sit in this class today, last class and today class. Tomorrow class means these 2 classes and that one also. When you sit on the 8th class, all 7 classes tables must be on your fingertips. This is the heart of your application. This is the heart for the technical consultant job. If you want to get a job technically in Oracle applications, this is heart of. If you are flexible with all tables and joins and primary foreign keys, you can develop any report, any interface, any page, any program, any package, any procedure. There won't be any problem. Okay, fine. So tomorrow we'll go for second doc.